Viro. What up, y'all? It's Viro, once again exposing delusional and toxic women of TikTok. So let's get right in. Ready? Go!
A man that feels like he can learn something from a woman. Why do y'all always think y'all got all the answers and y'all know every fucking thing? Y'all don't. Half of y'all is uneducated. Y'all didn't even get a fucking high school diploma. Y'all had to go back and get y'all GED. Half of y'all don't even got a JOB. Like, this is fucking blasphemy.
Alright. You gonna tell me that this woman does not look crazy? I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna take advice from a crazy looking woman. She definitely needs to get a wig on and maybe get out of the hood, and you're not gonna have that same problem. Let's get the next.
Okay, this might be a controversial take, but I want to know if other people feel this way. So anytime I see something that's like really like American, like a bunch of American flags or just like super patriotic, like it doesn't even have to be like anything Donald Trump related. I just associate the American flag with MAGA now, and I feel like they just like ruin the like whole symbol of the flag, in my opinion. Like, I feel like it's not even like I just can't view it the same of like how I viewed it 10 years ago. Like, it's not the same American flag. Like, every time I see like somebody have it on their truck or like just super like patriotic and like American, like a part of me just like gets that Trump feeling like like I don't trust you. But my question is did they ruin the symbolism in the flag, or did the flag just actually show its true colors and we all see for what it was?
Very sad when the flag is looked at in a negative light. These liberals have need to get their shit together, but I'm afraid they're just brainwashed and there's no hope for them. Also, septum ring theory stands again. On to the next.
My dear fair single people of the world, where does a girl need to move to find men that actually want to date and be in a relationship instead of just hook up or become another situationship? Because I'm in Austin, Texas. It's not cutting it. It's really not. Do you know that saying? And it's basically like you're only 3 people away from anyone in the world. Well, in Austin, Texas, I'm about half a person away from every other past situationship or ex-boyfriend that I've ever had in my entire life. And same for my friends. I know it's not me. So either I'm trying a new dating app or I'm moving cities. I've about had enough of it here, and I just do not think my husband is in Austin. My dear.
She knows it's not her. It's the location, right? It's where you're at that's the problem. I promise if this woman moves to another city, it's going to be the same issue. And what is she going to do? Blame men. Wherever she goes, it's going to be anyone else's and everyone else's fault but hers.
Okay, here are some things I do not think it's appropriate for men to have access to personally. Number one would be friendships or having friends in general, I guess. It's a little bit questionable to me. Number two would be plates and cups. Like, I get, why would they need that? Number three is lowercase letters as well as punctuation. That one is self-explanatory. Lastly would be access to indoor spaces, as I believe that goes against the natural cycle of the earth. Thank you. Okay.
Yeah, dude, this is hilarious. I mean, she thinks she's being so cute, so funny. And the sad thing is, if you look at the comments, it's all support. Oh, men don't deserve to live. Number 5, podcast. Number 5, social media. There's a guy that said, God forbid I exist, and has 52 comments. I'm not going to get into all those, but someone else said they'd still have more freedom than necessary. Voices. Any sort of comfort. This is how women feel about men, at least the women on TikTok. I'm going to go ahead and say this. I do not believe that most women are like this. Where I live, I've, been to several different areas. I don't get disrespected by people, especially women. They don't treat me like this. Either they only have the balls to act like this on TikTok or on social media, or there isn't that many women that feel this way. It just seems like there's a ton. especially now that I made this account and my algorithm is strictly feeding me nothing but this. It seems like every single day there's tons of clips just like this, but I don't think it's a high percentage of women. At least I hope so. So let's get the next.
It's interesting. Every time the media screams about how dangerous Republicans are, I just laugh because history tells an entirely different story, right? The triple Ks, Democrats. Segregation, again, Democrats. Jim Crow laws, oh yeah, Democrats. Internment camps, that was the Democrats too. Fast forward, Antifa, oh, those are Democrats. BLM riots, oh, again, no, those are Democrats. ICE protesters, Democrats. Code Pink, Democrats again. And let's not forget Lincoln, who was offed by a Democrat. JFK, also offed by a Democrat. Martin Luther King, offed by a Democrat. You see the pattern here? And let's not forget about the fact that they've been classifying thousands of violent criminals as white people to sway the crime stats. It's absolutely fucking insane. And if you don't believe me, just send me a DM. I'll be happy to show you proof. Violence has always been their playbook. And now they flip the script. They point fingers at us. You want to know why? It's because they know that if the truth ever hits the mainstream, their entire house of cards would collapse. And here's the truth. American patriots get called racists by socialist, Marxist Democrats who wrote the laws that segregated, lynched, and destroyed communities. Republicans get called violent, but it was Democrats who burned cities to the ground in 2020. Remember that? Summer of Love? They caused over $2 billion in damages to our cities and to the immigrant-owned businesses that they say that they speak up for. Enough with the fucking lies. Enough with the gaslit propaganda from the mainstream media running cover for these people. History doesn't lie. Neither should you. Stay awake, stay strong, and never let people who built their empire on violence and chaos tell you that you're the problem.
Yeah, dude, he's got some great points there. The liberals are far more violent. Whenever someone's attempted to be assassinated or someone's killed, it's always a liberal. Yet they'll try to feed you the narrative that conservatives, Republicans are far more violent. It's not true at all. It's brainwashing, it's propaganda. It makes no fucking sense at all. No logic. Something they don't have any sense of, but let's get the next.
I think a problem that really pisses me off is the fact that there is so...
God damn that. I wonder if my mic's picking up that wind, but it's about to storm out there. That wind's really picking up. All right.
So many more good-looking women out there than there is men. Like, yeah, men have room to be picky because they have options. Where are the options of men? Like, they're honestly either fucking annoying, a loser, or just ugly. Like, we do not have enough choices. Like, we do not have the luxury to have someone that is, like, caring and nice and has amazing qualities and be good looking. Like, come on. It's a small pot to piss in.
Oh, dude. This woman acts like she's something special. You could tell she's out of shape. She's on the wrong side of 30. She's nothing special. She does her makeup well. That's all she has going for her. And I'm not an expert on makeup, but it looks like it's done pretty well. This is TikTok, so I guarantee she's got a filter on there, or at least a touch up so it looks better than what it really is. But what makes a woman think that she deserves such a great man? What is it? It's delusion. It's women convincing each other that they're far better than they are, and it's fucking annoying, and it's gotta stop.
So my friends and I all have this theory that when you're in your 20s, at any point during those 10 years, you will poop your pants or...
What the fuck is on her lips? Is that poop on her lips? What the I've never seen that before. That looks gross. Looks like you're a little fucking kid and you just ate like a fucking chocolate ice cream bar or something, or like a bunch of Oreos. All right.
have some sort of poop related story. My friends who are all 24 and below, 7 of us have a poop story. In case you want to know, yes, those are my flare pants, and yes, it was my time today.
All right, she pooped herself. Congratulations. Now she's telling the whole world for attention. Interesting. But yeah, in your 20s, I think every year of your life, every decade of your life, you're probably going to poop yourself at least once. In my 20s, I think it happened once. You think it's a fart. It's not. You have diarrhea going on. It's an easy mistake to make. It's not a big deal. It happened again, I think like a couple years ago in my 30s. So yeah, shit happens. No pun intended. Let's get the next.
Call me a bitch, but the majority of men nowadays are really ugly and overly confident, and it's destroying me as a person. Like, are we joking? Like, I'm not driving an hour and a half at 3 a.m. to come see you. Are you okay?
Yeah, it's completely backwards. The women are the ones that have so many options because guys just want to get in their pants. Even if they're not even on their level, they'll even drop down. A dude that's an 8 will hook up with a 6. It doesn't really go the other way around unless they have high status, a lot of money, or something else that, they find highly valuable. It's crazy that they feel this way. It's so common and it literally does not make any sense. It's a little ridiculous, just a little bit ridiculous.
I think something that differentiates the insults women throw at men and the insults men throw at women is that when women insult men for things like height and wiener size, it is entirely a character-driven insult, okay? When we say a guy has a small...
So she's saying that when she says that you have a small penis or someone has a small penis or is not tall, that's not really what she's talking about. It's more about their personality. All right, I guess I'll just listen to what she has to say.
Small ween, that actually has no bearing on the actual size of his ween. Okay, walk with me here. Say I was dating a guy and he had a small ween. But we broke up, it was amicable, and let's just rewind on the relationship. He was respectful, took me on dates, met the fam, didn't cheat, and more importantly, he knew how to slang that thing around. You best believe I'm never going to talk about his micropene because I'm going to respect his honor. I'm going to go around saying, it got the...
He knew how to slang that micropene around. I don't think that's a thing, really. I don't think any woman's ever felt like someone slang a micropene around. Micropenes are like a couple inches, right?
Job done. Who cares? But if I dated a guy, and even if he had a freaking hog on him, okay? If this guy had an average to above hog, and he treated me like trash, and he cheated on me, and he had all these weird political beliefs, and most importantly, he didn't slang that thing, I'm gonna go around saying he has a small peen. Okay, and so let's move into height. Let's move into the height discourse. If I dated a guy, and most women can attest to this, if I dated a guy who was my height, or God forbid, shorter, the horror, and he was nice and kind and respectful and didn't have weird far-right political opinions, I'm not gonna mention his height. But the second that guy cheats on me, yeah, I'm calling him a fucking manlet. Okay, I'm calling him a fucking manlet. And of course, there are exceptions to the rule, but I bet you can ask any woman in your life, give her that hypothetical scenario. If you were dating a guy with an average peen, but he didn't know how to use it, would you call him a small peen motherfucker? And she'd probably say yes. It's a character thing, okay? If you guys had good character and treated women with respect inside the bedroom, no one would be talking about your height. That is a good person.
All right, so moral of the story, don't believe what a woman says because they're petty, bitter, vindictive. Got it. But also, look at this. She's a fucking 3 at best. Not even remotely attractive talking like this. What is going through a person's head looking like that, thinking that they can run their mouth? I just don't understand. I can't comprehend it.
So I made a video a while back telling guys to approach girls more because we want to be approached in the gym. And every guy in the comments was like, no, this is a lie, don't listen to her. So I have a question for the guys. What can we do as women to be more approachable? What can we do to be nicer? Have we just scared y'all away because we're bitches? Or what's up?
All right, it's pretty simple. All you have to do is make eye contact and smile at a guy. That shows interest. If you do that, make it obvious that you like the guy, then he'll feel comfortable approaching. I can totally understand why guys aren't going to approach anymore, because usually a woman's not even going to make eye contact with you, not even going to look in your direction, even if she is attracted to you. She just expects you to go up and risk being shamed, made fun of, posted, It's just not worth it for men, but you could fix this. It would not be that hard. Just smile, be nice, maybe wave. It's really not that hard. But let's get the next.
It took me 5 years as a nurse to realize that the system is not built to keep people healthy. It's literally monetizing off of sickness, confusion, fear. Literally, we are being monetized off of keeping our public sick, our public scared constantly. We're fearing everything and we're confused. Everyone's confused because there's so much information out there. It's so overwhelming. But once you're able to see the game and see the...
I mean, it took you 5 years as a nurse to figure this out. I'm not a nurse. I've never been in healthcare, and I've known this. Big pharma, big food, health insurance are some of the biggest, most wealthiest industries in the entire world. Billions and billions of dollars go into them. Do you think they want to find a cure for disease when they can just keep giving people medication? I'm sure they have a cure for cancer already. I would not be surprised one bit if they found a cure for cancer, but they don't want that. They don't want to actually fix the problem. They just want to fix the symptoms so that you think it's helping, but in reality, you're making them a ton of money. Who knows what the fuck is in our food anymore? Like, I try to eat pretty much whole foods. Or I don't really do organic. I wish I could, but it's just way too expensive. But you know, you got to go whole foods. Don't do fast food. Obviously, we all know this. Don't eat garbage, ultra processed junk. That's about as good as we can do right now, in my opinion.
So I'm constantly seeing this on dating apps, and I feel like I need to speak on it. These men are putting in like their bios or like the prompts that you write on there, like number one thing to win me over, be my piece. Every time I see that, I chuckle to myself, and it's just like, do these men know the world that we're living in right now? There is literally nothing peaceful about me. So I'm
Nothing peaceful about you or the world. She just said about her. It doesn't really matter what's going on in the world. You can still have a peaceful life if you so choose to. Or you can be mad and cry about all the bullshit that's happening. Yeah, there's a lot of shit going on right now. But you don't have to make it your whole identity. You don't have to make it your whole life. Guys wanting peace, it makes a lot of sense. Why would they want to have somebody in their life that's just going to make them more stressed out? Give them anxiety, give them a headache. Guys don't want that. They want someone to come home to that they can relax with, that they can connect with, that can be like a best friend. It's really not that complicated. All right, see what else we got.
If you're looking for masculine men, stop being surprised that they aren't progressive. Like this girl posted, when the dates are going well, but you stalk his Instagram and find "Don't tread on me" flags in his college dorm. First of all,
don't tread on me flags? That's like, isn't that the Marines or something? I think that's a Marine flag. So basically, if you join the military, then they won't date you now? Okay.
That flag tells you very little about his politics, period. It's not even right-wing. If you have a problem with the Gadsden flag, take it up with the Continental Army, take it up with the Founding Fathers, but it's not our problem. Like, it's literally just about liberty and small government. But she's not alone. There are so many women saying they want a guy who looks and acts Republican, but secretly is a liberal on the inside. Like, they will post about how they want a woke cowboy or a guy with dirty...
Not gonna happen. Not gonna happen. If you're any of these guys, Republican, blue collar, dirty hands, hard worker, you're not gonna be a liberal. It makes no sense. It's just not gonna happen. You can dream of one, but maybe you should be open-minded. You know, use a little more logic. Think about the big picture and change your ideas a little bit. Then you might be able to find one of these good guys that are conservative. Just a thought. I don't know. It'd be worth a try.
Little PSA, if you fall into any of the following criteria, I don't want you following me or liking my posts or commenting on my posts or interacting in any way. If you say the N-word and you're not black, if you say the R slur, if you are a man who is in the habit of calling women bitches, if you're pro-life, if you're
pro-life, that's a problem. If you don't want abortions, like, I don't have a strong feeling one way or the other for abortions. I'm not an expert on it. I used to be definitely pro-choice. Now since I'm more conservative, I get why you'd want to be more pro-life. It makes sense. The birth rates are dropping. Even if you don't want to have a child, there are other people that can't have children that want to have children. So maybe give that fetus, whatever you want to call it, a chance at life. Usually people that are born into foster care or adoption don't regret being born. Just a thought. Anyways, I'll let her go on.
MAGA or even like Republican, honestly. If you're religious, really. If you listen to Chris Brown or Melanie Martinez or Zach Bryan. If you're anti-sunscreen. If you listen to Joe Rogan. If you're like an avid Family Guy fan. If you've ever made a rape joke. If you think those street interviews that guys do with meta glasses that is low-key them just harassing women are funny. If you go hunting, I'm going to extend that to fishing too. If you own any, if you drive a Tesla, if you don't believe in climate change, if your dogs are your whole personality, I think that's all for now, but knowing me.
All right, go date a woman. Go date another liberal woman. That's the only way you're going to agree with somebody 100% on everything. Most of those things are definitely unreasonable, but whatever. You have preferences. You're a brainwashed liberal. You're going to want to be with another brainwashed liberal. I get it. Let's get the next.
Newsflash to the men that think women dress for them. If there were no men on this fucking earth, we would go around naked. We would wear like nothing. We would wear string if men didn't exist. So take that opinion and shove it right up your fucking news.
Yeah, whatever. There are a lot of reasons why people wear clothes, especially in areas that are not very warm. Are you going to tell me you're going to go around naked in Minnesota? Anywhere, pretty much every state gets cold enough that you need clothes. So she's an idiot, obviously.
Some white people will deny that they have white privilege until they are blue in the face, and I think a lot of it has to do with the American dream, because a lot of white people are taught that if they just work really, really, really hard to get what they want in life, then they will become successful, and it doesn't matter your gender or your skin tone or anything like that. People of color obviously know that's not true, because discrimination and racism is still everywhere, and you can put in the same amount of effort as a black woman and still not get near where the white man got, because this country was made for the white man to...
Bullshit, dude. Obviously, I'm white. Where's my white privilege? I haven't seen it yet. Ever heard of DEI? I don't get anything because of that. There's lots of scholarships that are made for people of color, for women. They get more job opportunities. There's no white privilege anymore. But this victim mentality is what keeps racism alive. Otherwise, it doesn't really exist. I never see people being racist, especially white people. Online, I'm seeing a ton of racist black people. It's blatant. It's ridiculous. But unfortunately, if this type of attitude continues, it's going to make people racist. If certain people can't control themselves, it's going to drive other people to hate them. When you're crying that you're a victim and you're not, it's fucking pathetic. And I'm so fucking tired of it.
Dating in Arizona is so...
Oh, let's hear it. I'm in Arizona. See what she's got.
Whack. Okay, I went on a date one time with this guy, and he tells me to meet him at the restaurant, so I do. He's sitting at the bar when I arrive. I go sit next to him. We're exchanging pleasantries. Everything's fine. He's kind of shy. It's kind of awkward, but I'm like, whatever. Maybe he's just nervous. 30 minutes later, he really breaks out of his shell, okay? He starts telling me how he's racist. And I was like, oh my God.
That's kind of ironic after the last video. I did not do that on purpose.
Alrighty. And he's telling me how he hates Mexicans. And I'm like, do you know that I'm Mexican? And he was like, you don't look Mexican, so it's...
Yeah, she's not a real Mexican. She might be like half, maybe less, a quarter, but I guarantee you this girl doesn't speak Spanish. Her parents probably weren't even from Mexico.
It's fine. And I was like, okay, all right. So the date just continues to get worse because he will not stop yelling about how he hates this person and that person and these types of people and that and this and that. And I'm like, oh my God, he's just talking so loud. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm like, quiet down a little, you know? Because I'm like looking around to see if anyone's listening because he's literally screaming about how he hates races and like this and that. And also, like, this guy was mixed. So I'm like, what do you mean that you're racist? Anyways, so after that, we go to a speakeasy that's like around the corner. And I know I should have ended the date, you know?
You notice how she doesn't mention this guy's race? That pretty much makes it clear that the guy isn't white. I promise you, if the guy was white, she would have said that. Something to take note of.
Oh, but I really wanted to see where the speakeasy was. We were there for like 10 minutes and I was like, oh my God, I have to leave. He was rude to the bartender, didn't even tip him, so I had to tip him. And then when we're walking back to my car, he pushes me into a tree.
First of all, why are you still hanging out with this guy? After all these complaints you have, you should have went home, said, oh, I gotta go, sorry. See you next time. Early on, right? She said she had red flags pretty much from the beginning. Or right after he got drunk or whatever. So I don't get it.
When we're walking back to my car, he pushes me into a tree. And it's like one of those trees that has the cement square around it. So I stub my toe on the cement, my toe's gushing blood, and he's laughing. And I'm like, why is that funny? I'm like, that hurt. And then he's like, yeah, I thought it was pretty funny. And I'm like, okay, great sense of humor on this one. And so I was like, alrighty then, I'm gonna head on home. The next day, I'm leaving my apartment, and guess who lives in my apartment complex? This dude, okay? He lives right next door to me, and I had to continue to see him for months until I moved. Dating in Arizona.
She probably fucked him, but I'm guessing he's a Chad, and obviously she was willing to put up with a lot. It sounds like a really far-fetched story. I'm going to be honest. I don't think I've met a single guy that would do things like this or behave this way on a date. Maybe he got super hammered and was acting a fool. That's what it sounds like, but this isn't normal, and sounds like a great situation she got herself in.
I cannot date you if you aren't a competitor. I need to know you willing to fight for it. I need to know. You need to compete. Your homeboy wants me. Everybody wants me. What makes you different? What are you bringing to the table, okay? I cannot date you if you...
Who is gonna fight for that? I mean, she's ghetto as fuck. That type of personality, she's like a dude, basically. She looks like a chick, acts like a dude. I'm not gonna fight for that. Not many guys would. It's a waste of time. We don't want a masculine woman. Let's get the next. I think I'll do one more because we're already almost at 30 minutes. So let's see what we got.
I still get a lot of DMs and comments on my vows video saying, how'd you find a man like that? He's 5'9". And we met in person, so his height was never a factor. We had chemistry and kind of just went from there. I think it's really fucking weird that you ladies are out there being like, number one, I need a man who's tall. No. Baby, we got to unpack that. That is the patriarchy making you think that you need to be made to feel small, to feel feminine.
Oh, God.
That's fucking...
How does the patriarchy make you want to feel small? How? Just... I've heard this twice on videos now. It doesn't make a bit of fucking sense. They have no explanation. They just say that. I've never heard it before. It's retarded. Like, she started out okay. Like, she has a good man or whatever. And, you know, don't date guys that are tall. Like, don't go for that. It's not important. Great. But now blaming the fucking patriarchy. What patriarchy? Women have just as much, if not more, power. Maybe they're not the president. Okay, the woman is not at the top. There isn't a woman at the top, but they have a ton of power in this country. There's a ton of simps in power that'll fucking give women rights that they don't deserve. The patriarchy is not the issue, but it gives them something to blame whatever issue they have on. So
weird. That's the equivalent of a man being like, number one, big tits. They can't do anything about that. Get over that. I still get
false. Women can easily do something about having small tits. All you gotta have is like 10 grand. I don't know what it costs now. I've been involved in those surgeries before with exes, but it's been several years, so I don't know how much a boob job runs these days, but it's not that big of a deal. Women get them all the time. It's like a normal thing, actually. So they aren't the same. Not by a long shot, but anyways, I think that's it for the episode. Yeah, I think we'll call it a show, but thank you for checking out the video. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I haven't checked analytics anymore because every time I do, it gets a little bit frustrating for me, but I appreciate you, especially if you made it this far in the video. But please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll check you in the next one. Peace!
Viro.